Welcome back to Redbeard RPG and Pillars of Eternity. I went back to the inn to go ahead and rest up before the start of the episode, and a couple things popped up. We got we're moving on with the Grieving Mother quest line, and also a guy over here named like Kiln, something like that. He's got something for us as well, but we'll start here since it's automatically popped up after we got done resting. You find yourself back in the space inside the grieving mother's mind. It's a familiar time, and even though you feel you have seen countless births from this vantage point, something fills you with unease. The sky is darkened, and the mist is rising from the forest hem you in. You're trapped. You hear something. The sound is strange, dissonant like warping metal. You grit your teeth against the noise, and yet it rises. The eerie melody drives numbness from your limbs and clear space in the mist. We're going to focus on the chimes. The noise resolves into a dull tone. As it resounds through your bones, you see your hands are in motion. And once again, you're drawing forth life, something warm and fragile struggling into the world. The scene seems familiar, a moment you have lived and dreamed 1,000 times before, and yet something ominous gnaws at the edges. Let's focus on the child. As your hands move, you hear the sound of chimes, clear and sharp, yet somewhere distant, they seem echoed by something else. Wails of sorrow. Tolling bells? It's impossible to tell. An inexplicable sense of dread fills your soul as the child makes its journey to you. Push by push, a malicious presence seems to surround you, and you lean forward to shield the child. At last, the baby emerges, wet and ready from its journey. A lifetime seems to have passed as the newborn has moved from the womb to the world, and another seems to pass as you cradle the trembling child, waiting. The child cries out. It's a cry full of life, full of soul, the chime echoing in its thoughts, filling it with its welcome. The soul is blurred at the edges, as if you're viewing the soul from within a soul, but it's there. It's alive. The woman before you is weeping, and her first cry, her hands reach out. Surrender the child. You surrender the child to her, something you've done many times before. As your hands move, the dull clangor sounds, and you feel the weight hanging from your wrist. You look down and you see bones, tiny malformed, hanging from a string at your wrist. They're heavier than they should be as they clank together, then make noise like funeral bells. The mother is too intent upon her newborn to pay you any heed, so you hide your wrist behind your back. She need never know, can never know. As you hide the bone chimes, you shiver in relief with premonition at the chill wind that suddenly sweeps the plateau. What was that?
Your mind comes bearing questions, Watcher.
Yeah. I walked again in your memories. This time they felt strange. I would see them again. Your vision gives way to feeling, while you feel the jagged marks of violence pass before you. This time the path is easier. There's no resistance, and you set about casually harnessing your memories, focusing on the one you seek. There's a slow rush, a warmth, and your thoughts enter before circling the memory you shared when you first met. You find yourself back in the space, grieving mother's mind. It's a familiar time, even though you feel as if you've seen countless birds from this vantage point. The sky's darkened. Is this literally the same thing? Let's focus on the woman's cries this time, I guess, then, since it's the same thing. The woman should be in pain, the natural pain of childbirth, you know this, but it's faint, distant, and you realize you're soothing the pain with your mind, soothing the eddies of pain and relaxing her thoughts, just enough that she can still push from within and push her child forward. You are taking that pain onto yourself, but the pain has layers. One of pressure, a familiar welcoming pain, and the other, it's sharp, razor at your consciousness. more recent than it's this memory. And as you try to recall how you reached this place, you feel some hollowness inside yourself, a pit filled with the clawing winds of a Baywalk. The very thoughts fill your disket like the memory of a nightmare. There's somewhat distant whales. It's all down. Okay, this is the same as what we just read. We'll surrender the child, make sure. All right, here we go. Here's something. With effort, the scene bleeds of color and your mind becomes your own again. The grieving mother stands silently before you. She seems unaware of what you've seen or that you entered her memories at all. I walked in again in your dreams, thoughts, and I believe your memories. A mixture of curiosity and fear wells up between you. She raises her left hand, the chiming at her wrist, quelling the rise within her. She's frightened, but curiosity anchors her.
And what did you see in my memories? I would hear you speak of them.
Why can't I keep this conversation going? So no matter, let's continue on. What's going on
Your
here?
mind comes bearing questions.
What's that you're wearing on your wrists? She extends her hand, small chimes on her wrist in motion. Chimes are crafted. If birthing chimes are given to newborns, why are you wearing a set time?
There was no child to carry it.
In your memory, they look like bones.
And carry the weight of 100 deaths. I know, Watcher.
Is this about the Hollowborn?
The Hollowborn. The Hollowborn have a future. They can be saved, and the tells spoke of such.
How do you know? Have you seen the future?
They can be saved. They must be saved. You have seen the beauty in childbirth. What good came into the world there on the plateau. You helped me recall it. It is a memory we shared. It is the truth.
All right. In the memory, you hid the chimes on your wrist from the mother. Why? It is not what I hid, but what she saw. She couldn't know. Okay. No more evocation. What really happened to the birthing bell?
And what would you consider real, Watcher? The truth that was experienced and remembered? Or the one that burned out only to be swept under the rug and forgotten like ash from a fireplace? What happened mattered. Forgetting it doesn't make it less real. And how much of your own life has been lost to the error of memory? How many loves and betrayals were colored with the false hues of emotion? A pity to wonder how much of your own life happened the way you recall.
Okay. Let's try that again. I think that's all we can do. For now, anyways. I'm assuming we gotta trigger something else at some point. Either way.
Got it.
Oops.
What?
Let's grab the whole part.
Huh?
This guy said something needed to be done. Decades I've lived here. Worked and drunk together. Not one of them will lift a finger. I'm sorry. I have no heart for conversation. I'm sure someone in here will drink to your health. Yeah, what happened, bud? I've done something terrible. I'm not sure I can fix things. This neighbor of mine, Hottie, we'd never gotten on the best of times. With a land dispute, losing half my property, things have gotten out of hand. I was drowning in my sorrows here in the inn. There was a stranger, Sebastian, obviously from out of town, and we got to talking. He smiles. It says he's a paladin, that he'll sort out Hottie for me and get my land back. I gave him a week's wage. I didn't know he was a bleak walker, a madman. I was half drunk, thought Sebastian meant he'd speak to him on my behalf, put a scare into Hottie, not kill him. So you got lucky. I tried to call him off once I realized he laughed and he said that doesn't happen. Please, you gotta help me. Nobody else here is willing to take him on, even for the coin I'm offering. Let's see. I'll make sure Hadi and his family are safe. Thank you. You're a good man. Hadi lives out east in Whitestone Hollow. Please hurry. Now, I saw in the last stream, I think there's a new area, which I'm assuming is Whitestone Hollow. So let's go there. Let's check it out. I assume that's a town of sorts, based on the description.
Wow. So it doesn't even bother you that most of your people died?
Then Alpaska learned to embrace death.
And the remaining few were enslaved?
Alrighty, we're traveling beyond Long Watch Falls. What we got up here? Just hold tab down the whole time, make sure we don't miss out on anything. Well, there's enemies out here for sure. That's what I thought would happen.
Zawa is ready.
So now we can divvy everybody up. You help Zawa. You help
Tell me.
Barbarian.
Huh?
Right here.
There's even more of them. Now, why don't you do what you're supposed to do? Oh, that guy's already dead.
Yeah?
I'll move forward.
Right here.
Watch your shoes. I'm gonna be sick.
Gotcha!
Huh?
Right here.
Yes? Fear no one!
Huh?
Alright, easy enough. Nobody got seriously injured. Looks like there's a
No
cave
problem.
this way. Let's check the map. What's it called? Just cave. Alright. I haven't found any goodies so far. Oh, well, we got some frost oozes.
I'm here.
What?
Zawa is ready.
Right here.
Huh?
Oh, there's a lot more.
Hmm?
Let's divert myself over here, and I'll have Grieving Mother help me out. Zawa will be a beast and take out all these little guys.
My mom.
Oh, she got him. Excellent.
I'm here.
I feel such a step.
Hmm?
Uh-huh.
What?
Your thoughts must flow deeply indeed.
Don't! Zawa is ready. There's a lesson to be taught.
Yeah?
They're pretty weak enemies in this area, but there's many of them,
Got it.
which is a little baffling. I figured that wouldn't be the case because I said people live here. What I understand. Our exit. Ah, there's a house down here. Let's check out the rest of the area first. Perhaps people only live in the south here. Yeah, there's definitely a small village going on down here. All right, we got a little bit more to explore. It's immune to Zawa's punches.
Yeah? Got it.
They live in kind of a dangerous area.
Hmm?
I'll go the ice blight.
What?
Endurance back me up.
Your thoughts must flow deeply indeed.
Zawa is
Cypher.
ready.
Zawa can take this one.
Uh-huh.
Right here.
Oh boy. A lot more. Might be advantageous to have endurance. Do one of these. Redbeard's getting
Yeah.
beat up pretty quick. Getting targeted pretty hard. His endurance. Dang it, man. How's he keep getting paralyzed just left and right? Drives me nuts.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm probably gonna go down. Alright, excellent. Endurance got unparalyzed the instant I died. Very helpful. Alright, Zawa, that doesn't hurt him. So let's focus on things we can actually do damage to. You did? Excellent.
Lead the way.
My mind feels sharp as steel.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah?
Yeah, that kind of seems to be the
Got it.
theme of this area, is the enemies themselves aren't that dangerous, but boy, are there a lot of them.
Don't they?
A looter and a brigand mage.
Yes?
Sawa take on mage.
Tell me.
He'll go after the looter.
Huh?
My assistants. And
What?
Baronce's help. And our other ranged fellows can all go after the there's a lot more people. Am I doing nothing? Very much seems like I'm doing nothing.
Zawa is ready.
Get this guy. This guy's a problem. Good job, Zawa.
Zawa is ready.
Hmm? Huh?
There we go. It always seems to be a mess when we're fighting these big groups until like a couple of them go down and then all of a sudden they all fall really fast.
Got
What's
it.
this? Vetrido's formal wear. It seems like half a mountain's worth of snow has tumbled across the trade road, blocking further passage. And that loops back around to the town. Why is that glowing? Oh, it's on fire. Embers smolder these blackened ruins.
Let's go!
Just like Mama taught me.
My mind feels sharp as steel.
Let's go! Got him!
Seemed more efficient to not give the party individual instructions on that one. Just have everyone target and focus one at a time.
Still don't see why.
Brigand Mage Tog. Why are we fighting these people? Well, I guess that's what's happening.
Hmm?
I'll transform. I'm starting to get pretty beat up. We'll have
Right here.
the Devil of Karak help me.
Zawa is ready.
And we'll go there.
Tell me.
We'll go there. a feeling, yeah, there's gonna be like 10 more people behind him. Let's
Zawa
peel
is
off
ready.
Zawa. Over there. And... Why am I moving so dang slow? Oh, I got red for me, that's why.
Zawa is ready.
What?
Okay, I'm about to go down again. We're gonna have to make camp here soon. Come on, Zawa. Where'd this guy come from?
Let's.
Your thoughts must float. I wish you no harm.
Yeah?
Alright, everyone around here travels with big crews. Alright, let's collect our spoils. Some more camping supplies, nice.
Got it.
Almost missed one. Alright, and we're gonna have to make camp. Alrighty, maybe it's a little less dangerous during the day. I don't think that's how this game works at all. I think the enemies are where they are. Really? You ran all the way up front. It looks like there's only one guy here.
Let's go!
Hard, there's only two guys. Hard focusing one, then hard focusing the other. Strategy. That's the way we came in. Okay. So the little thing up here. Some snow bears. Those could be dangerous. And a trap? What was that? Do I mess with the bears? We'll leave them alone for now. Let's go ahead and engage.
Zawa is ready.
Tell me.
Huh?
Positive there's a third bear up here. There he is. Try to go after that one.
Right here.
Oh, they're going down fast.
Zawa is ready.
I'm here.
Yeah?
Bears are not anywhere near as dangerous as I thought. You know, they are bears. Rayona's breastplate.
No problem.
Hey, disarm that trap, got us a level up. Nice. So it was worth it coming up here. That trap that somehow nobody stepped on, even though we fought on the stairs. Definitely strange. Let's go ahead and see what we get. Alright, our survival's pretty high, our lore's pretty high. Those are kind of the main things for me. Let's do another lore. Alright, and we get spell mastery. Okay, so these are the ones I can start using every encounter. Throws the healing pad nature rapid regeneration on party members. I feel like I must have like the weaker version of this same spell already. I don't know what it would be. Let's see. Purge of toxins, friendly target immune to disease, and 100-point shield. Okay. Turning Storm, that's probably a good one to have that I can just use every single time. The problem with the Druid is a lot of them, yeah, they're area of effect, not enemies in the area of effect. Like, how often do I not have any of my guys in the area of effect? Yeah, Returning Storm, because that one's enemies in the area of effect, right? So, yeah, random single enemy in area periodically. Yes, please. All right, so he can transform, he can run into the middle, and then, like, throw lightning bolts everywhere. That's not a bad deal at all. But either way, let's get back over to this, like, kind of township kind of area and see what's what over here. One of their buildings is clearly burning, so that's a problem for somebody. One would assume. This guy's uniquely named, so we probably need to talk to him. Both of them are uniquely named. We probably need to talk to both of them. So I'm thinking his neighbor's house already got burnt down. I think that's what's going on. It's bad days coming, I'm telling you. Who's begging your pardon, Lord? What happened here? We noticed some of Hadi's goats wandered loose. When we came up here, we saw some suspicious people leaving Hadi's house. Looks like they torched the barn. Suspicious people? Not just looters, I mean, they're armored up like for battle and were mean looking. Kern's got something to do with it, I just know it. Why are you standing out here then? We're worried there might be one of them still inside. We're goat herders, not warriors. Okay. I think I know what's going on. Can guess, I bet. We get a lot of bandits up here. It's just a shame it happened to Hobby. I still don't think it's bandits, but they have a look, you know, for certain. Okay, so I need to go in the house. We're worried someone's still in there. So we burnt Hottie's barn, but there's no other houses out here. I thought he said they were neighbors and they were having a land dispute. The dead man's sprawled position gives you a clear view of the sword wound in his back. Smeared drying blood around him was not yet faded. You hear a groan. Low and pained, you turn your head to see there's a dull pain in your skull. Your vision swims, a harsh grip on your arm bears upright to your knees. We don't have anything, we're stealing. And when his voice cuts through your sluggish thoughts, you look up at the armored man seated at the table, your stomach knotting up with dread. No, you don't. He reaches almost idly for the ledger. You notice before he does the way that Elwina tenses up. But you're not sure why until he opens the book and the letter falls out. Family? The man picks up the letter. No. Elwin runs forward, only to get caught in the man by the arm behind her. Looks like Eska's doing well at the mill. Sweet of him to ride to drive. Right, Dryford's a long way from here. Enough, Sebastian. All right. He tosses the letter. Yellow. Iwana's screams seem faint. You have to get to her. You have to warn Eska somehow, but your legs won't listen. You can't breathe. Memory slips like a shuck coat, and the pain in your back fades just as quickly. And we got a couple more levels done. Okay, so we need to go to Dryford then. And let's go ahead and loot their house. It's kind of disgusting to say this, but I don't need it anymore. All right, because for some reason they're killing the daughter as well, I guess so that there's no one to inherit the land. I guess that kind of makes sense, right? So we need to... where... Can I leave from here, right? There we go. We need to go to Direwood, and then we need to go to Dryford Village, probably. Probably not the crossing. Supplicant has arrived to Gilded Vale, seeking an escort or money. We have escorts available. Let's spoil them. Let's give them Eder. Eder's a charming fellow. Oh yeah, we got some levels up. Let's check this stuff out. Okay, she's got 6 points. We could advance her stealth. We don't really use stealth very much, honestly. She probably needs some survival, right? Yeah, let's probably do that. And then we can start saving up for more mechanics. Because obviously, I mean, based on the way this character's set up, like min-maxing seems to be like the optimal strategy for character building. It's like have them be a specialist in one thing. But all right, what do we got here? Crippling Strike. That's pretty good. 2 per encounter. I like that. Escape. Break engagement. We don't need that. We're mostly using her as a support character, not a melee. I feel like if we use her as melee, she'd be like a glass cannon. She probably hits pretty hard and then like dies immediately. Oh, that's pretty good. 10% of hits converted to critical hits. I like that. Only active when melee is equipped. Does this have that same modifier? It does not. Okay, riposte is not going to do us any good. Skillful at dodging attacks. I don't think we're worried about that. Deep wounds. Slash, pierce, and crush damage. Do damage over time. I like that too. Top to weaken. Smoke cloud. Foe AoE distracted for 13 seconds. That's not bad. That's pretty good. Shadow step. Seeming able to teleport across the battlefield a few moments. That's pretty good too. I think Crippling Strike's the way to go though. I don't think we have anybody who doesn't hop. And we got something for Zawa as well. I don't think any of his skills that matter we can level up, so we'll just save the points for now. Because I think athletics and survival are all that really matter for him. Alright, what do we got here? Swift Strikes. Requires 1 wound. Attack speed 25 up 25% for 10 seconds. And he already has like the highest attack speed of anyone here. That's pretty good. Passive that's 5% burn damage per wound. That's pretty good. Long stride, movement speed. Minus 50% duration for negative effects. That's pretty good. Whenever a hostile effect expires, he gets a buff. That's pretty good. By targeting points, the monk's able to inflict weakness. Melee critical hits cause the target to become weakened. That's pretty good too. 50% chance to reflect ranged attacks. All of his stuff sounds good. Dichotomous Soul, summon a duplicate. That's pretty good. Requires 8 wounds though, so that's something we'll probably rarely ever use. Super Encounter. It's another prone attack. He's already got 1 already though. Summon weapon Long Pain Fist for 30 seconds. Requires 2 wounds. Monk becomes capable of projecting force from his or her fist, inflicting damage at long range. It's interesting, but I don't think that's ideal. I think either Turning Wheel or how do you say that? Or Evading Blows? Swift Strikes only requires 1 wound. That's pretty good. Actually, yeah, let's do Swift Strikes. I think that's a pretty good ability. Alright, let's get into town. Let's figure out where these people are at. Guess some of these alchemical ingredients grew back. Perhaps the bar would be a good place to ask around. Why, it's you. Thank you, friend. You've given me another chance. I mean to make the most of it. I've been telling everyone around here how you helped me.
Welcome.
Oh, that's not what I'm looking for.
Hello.
Questions about Direford? No, nothing there. Well, that was a bust. Did she perhaps move into... Because wasn't one of the buildings, like, there's a bad guy in it, but we killed him. And that was a requirement for the main quest, right? Yeah, this house? Perhaps she moved in here? There's a key to this door right here. That's when I originally did this. I don't think I found that. But a simpler way in. She doesn't live there.
Hail,
Is anybody
traveler.
new? Nope. Is it labeled on here? Standing on top of their house now, so I can't see it. Apothecary, Dark Mill. Oh, yeah, they said something about she was doing well at the mill, so I bet she's here. It did say something about that in the vision. There we are. Confront the paladins. Put the blade down, boy. You scarcely know how to hold it. Hey, help me, please. They're insane. One of the paladins take a step to the side, swiveling to face you and Eska both. He sizes you up with lazy sweeps of the eyes. Well, who's this? Ah, the foreigner. You have to wait your turn. We have a contract to wrap up. Hearn sent me. Did he? How much did he buy you for? He can't have offered very much. He didn't have to. Please, don't let them do this. Erskar here can tell you Kithop and Stalwart have loved their petty feuds forever in each other's throats. Add a little Durgan steel into the mix and you have a great many jealous neighbors. But if a nice family like this one ends up on pikes, maybe they'll sit down and discuss things next time around. Yeah, that's a pretty flimsy justification for murder. A show of force impresses like nothing else. Not that you'd know, I suppose. Oh, he's talking trash to me because I'm an Orlan? The sadistic games are beneath your order. What would you know of it? You're not one of us. You've never been to any kind of siege. I know a thing or two about getting into castles. You notice two paladins behind Sebastian exchanging loose looks. Sebastian follows your gaze. For an instant, his posture seems tense. You snatched the opportunity to frighten a drunk man into believing he was to blame. He was to blame. You weren't there. You didn't see the relief on his face when I promised to make his problems go away. Yeah, but you didn't elaborate on how you were going to do that. That's all they've ever wanted from us. Do your friends agree, Sebastian? Silence follows. Silence follows. Paladins only look at you disdainfully. Sebastian laughs with a mocking shrug. Focus on the intruder, we'll kill the sun after. Alright. Saw where this was going. Alrighty. Bleak Walker pattern, Sebastian. We know there's one more back there, so let's go ahead.
Yes.
We'll have Zawa go after Sebastian himself.
Uh-huh.
You can take on the paladin up front. We'll let the other guy come into view.
Yeah?
I'll transform and go after him. Endurance will help Zawa. Grieving Mother will help. I don't even remember how to say her name. Marina?
I'm right here.
And the devil will help me. Alright. Get a little debuffs going on. There.
Lead the way.
And there.
Yeah?
And then I should be able to lightning. Go ahead and do that.
Zawa is ready.
Zawa has wounds, so we can do that. Movement speed.
Huh? Let's go!
What?
Endurance and heal. Good grief, how much health do you guys got? Oh my.
Yeah?
What? Mow it.
Zawa is ready.
Going on here?
What?
Oh man. We'll go ahead and resurrect. Might as well. Hey, Zawa's like glitched out or something. I don't know what's going on.
Yes.
And I don't like
My thoughts were dulled.
Huh? Move. Ixi. On us! Let's go!
Yes.
How do I cancel? He's okay. I think he did one thing, maybe. Alright, there we go. I reset it.
What?
Tell me. Just like a...
Alright. Those guys were decently tough. Esco stares at the fallen paladin's dagger trembles in hand. They told me they killed me parents. Is that true? I'm sorry. I feel his heart break. This wound does not heal. I never believed Kern could stoop to this, that rotten bastard. Kern sent me. He didn't intend it for anyone to get killed. Who cares what he intended? That bastard. I'm going to see he regrets everything he's done. That's the spirit. It's very helpful. Revenge is kind of what started this, bud. I'm going to finish all of this too. Here, I am grateful you saved me. I am. I just wish you turned up sooner. All right. Round up the loot. Then we gotta head back to Stalwart. Looks like this is gonna be the fastest way out of town. Kern was in the bar, or the tavern, correct? Pretty sure he was. Oh, we got a couple level ups too. Let's go ahead and do those. I think athletics and survival are the only things that matter for you. Let's do a little more athletics, right? Now let's go athletics. And what else do we got here? Frenzy, 1 per encounter, +4 might, constitution, 33% attack speed, and health and endurance concealed for 13 seconds. That's pretty good. I like that a lot. Bloodied, +25 damage while endurance below 50%. Brute force, attack fortitude instead of deflection if fortitude is lower. That's pretty good too. Wind sprint, 3 per rest, increases move speed. Threatening presence. This is like sickened instead of frightened. Passive. Imparts the uncontrollable blood plus, increasing your speed, temper, and ability once used personally downed at least 2 enemies. Okay. Let's see. Exacts final revenge when barbarians reduced to 0 endurance, causing him or her to perform an instant carnage attack. It's interesting. I have a storm. Cannot be engaged by enemies more than 1 level below itself. Interesting. I see that being a problem though, because we use her as a tank, and if everybody runs away from her, she's not going to damage sponge very well. Dragon leap, 1 per encounter. Leap high into the air, crash down on their foes, dazing them. That's pretty good. Barbaric retaliation. Reflexively lashes out anyone who hits him or her in melee, doing raw damage. Bloodthirst. After killing an enemy, the barbarian's recovery is waived, allowing them to attack again immediately. I think Frenzy's the way to go. What's that? Once per encounter? Yeah, we just get a big buff. I think that is the way to go. And we got Durance as well. What can we do for Durance? Let's go more lore, I guess. Maybe we'll do another mechanics next round, but his mechanics don't really matter as much with the Devil of Karak in this party. Alright, and now we get a spell mastery. Nice. Buff defenses. Debuff enemies accuracy and crit percentage. All hits converted to crits for 40 seconds. That's a pretty good buff. Pillar of Faith. Yeah, it's one of his few good attacks. That'd be a good one to have one every thing. We need to hop stuck. Blesses allies with aid a sympathetic soul, releasing healing effect when their endurance is low. It's pretty good too. I think let's go Pillar of Faith though. That way he's got a way to attack like right away every time. Or do we do the debuff? That's 40 seconds to mess with their accuracy and their crit chains. That's 40 seconds that makes their hits critical. Those are both pretty good. Let's go with the debuff. Let's do Despondent Blows. Urn was like over here somewhere, right? There you are. I found the Bleak Walkers. You did what happened. I dealt with the Bleak Walkers. Hetty and Iwana were killed, but Eska's alive. God, it's Hottie, but Eska lives. You saved him, then for that I owe you everything. I can't ever make any of this right, but I'll try. And here, take this. Thank you for sparing me the final strain upon my soul. Alright, well that's done. Oh, we got another one here. All right. Let's see. What do we want to do now as far as quests go? Iron Flails reach the Reed Saren Fort. Forgotten Army is investigate the fort. Okay, those are both basically the same thing. Grace, Sleeper, I haven't really... I don't really know about that one. Better Half, I don't know if we're ready for... We might be. Grieving Mother's Pass. Let's see if we can handle his better half dragon. Maybe we can handle the master below as well. Let's check that out. Let's fight some dragons and see how that goes. Now, if I remember correctly, Dragon's Lair was in Longwatch Falls. Boundary. Oh, okay. That's part of Durgan's Battery. I thought there was a new place or something.
way you're always clutching at that staff makes me think Magrin burned off the other one. That what happened?
We are not all so afraid of the fire. Some of us see the beauty of its work.
Once we all get down here, we're going to go ahead and save real quick just so we don't have to redo anything. Even though I think an autosave would have got us while we were traveling. But just to be safe. Not take any unnecessary risks. Dragon's gonna attack pretty much right away. Alright. Dragon turns to you. Yeah, we've already found this.
Now.
I've
no patience for trespassing vermin. Go, or I'll gnaw the living flesh from your bones.
If you wanted to kill me, you would have tried already.
Careful. I killed the last wanderer I found in these parts.
Let's see, did you eat Yedgar, the young man by the road?
Was that the rodent's name? I only know that he tasted mealy and lean.
Came looking for a soul twin. What does that have to do to you?
Centuries I've lived. I won't share my soul with some mewling youth.
You thought you could ease his suffering.
Didn't I? While he lived, his suffering became mine. And as he drew closer, his weakness infected my essence. I can never be strong while a soul twin of mine lives.
I always felt that if I had a soul twin, we'd be good friends. I'd not considered the advantages of being able to pummel him.
Since I was a worm, sudden fits of agony and terror would paralyze me. I was a prisoner to experiences that weren't mine. Eventually, I noticed something similar in my fellow hatchlings. I felt their cries and shrieks become mine as they nipped and flew at one another.
Go on.
I killed as many of the other hatchlings as I could. I felt their pain, but I also felt parts of their souls become mine. I slaughtered and devoured, and the scent of blood drove my siblings into a frenzy. Our nest became a maelstrom of chaos as we fought, dying and feeding together. At last, only a handful of us were left. We were sickened by all we'd consumed and suffered.
So, what do you think happened to the hatchlings that survived?
I eventually hunted down some of my missing siblings. Others returned to me in other skins and other lives, as that boy did.
I understand. Must do what you do to survive.
Indeed.
Something churns noisily in the dragon's stomach.
As interesting as this conversation has been, I've had enough of it.
You'll gain nothing from my soul. Why don't you focus on your soul twins? It looks at you, crunching, splintering bone between its teeth. Finally, it swallows the jagged bone.
Perhaps you're right. Yet what will you offer me if I let you go?
I'll try the Watcher thing. I swear that's what I tried last time, though, and it didn't work. Let's do it. As a Watcher, I could sever your connection with your soul twins.
Lies!
Yeah.
You would make me vulnerable. How foolish I was to nearly fall for your tricks!
What have you got to lose in trusting me? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so now
Lead the
should
way.
have like a damage buffer move. Yeah, so Frenzy and Charge in. Oh, can't do both? Okay. She'll Frenzy. I probably should have healed some. I'll transform and flank.
Zawa is ready.
Zawa should flank. Endurance will go this way with me, along with the devil. And the grieving mother needs to go that way with Zawa. Actually, we should have Durance go with Zawa as well. Exactly what I didn't want to happen. It was like everybody in range. Yep, and now Durance is paralyzed. We'll get that going. What do we do here? We need to hold on till we have a mind control spell. Steel.
Zawa is ready.
Zawa's in good shape.
Right here.
You are not.
What?
Did he do his AoE heal already and still everybody's about to go
Right
down?
here.
Let's take a shot.
Moe.
Is she dead?
Oh,
Oh boy, we're in big
that's
trouble.
leaving a
What?
dent.
Oh, he didn't get the revive falling off. Dang it, dang it, dang it.
Hmm?
Uh-huh.
Dust. The flesh.
Okay, we did like nothing to him. Okay. Well, this was she like died while she was still in frenzy, but I thought the whole point was like she was invincible during that time, but I guess not. It seems very much like I need to like be able to mind control right away or something like that. I really don't know what I need to do differently. I mean, I guess gain more levels is always an option, but something is amiss there. We're not going to continue with that because the Master Below fight goes pretty similarly. Or maybe I need to switch the party to all. So pretty much the only thing we can do is go to the Ridsaran Fort, it looks like, which will take care of both these quest lines. But yeah, they have moves that like take almost my entire party's HP immediately. So like, what the heck am I supposed to do about that? You know what I mean? Other than just be more powerful. I could have healed beforehand, which probably would have helped some, but not enough to do anything like that. All right, new area, Raidsaren's Fort.
Got it.
Are they gonna be friendly or no? Probably not, I wouldn't think. Yeah, not friendly. Iron Flail soldiers.
Uh-huh.
Hmm?
Dang it. Hopefully I got him. There.
Uh-huh.
Yeah?
Alright, they're not too scary. I like that. I have a feeling there's going to be a large group of them sooner rather than later.
No problem.
Everyone's on edge in the camp. Almost glad to be out here.
And you? You don't think there's any truth in it?
Doesn't matter, really. There's nothing back home for me.
Come on. The commander will figure it out.
Will he? Alright, we got 3 this time.
Yeah?
I'll go after the gunner. Endurance will help Zawa.
Zawa is
with
ready.
The Volarist? The Grieving Mother.
Uh-huh.
Help with the soldier.
Right here.
The Devil of Farak can help me. Let's do that. Oops. Not who I wanted, but that's fine.
Huh?
That's a small area of effect. Oh, thank you. Paid attention to that.
Huh?
Alrighty.
No problem.
Again, they don't seem too dangerous, but when there starts being like 10 of them at one time, that's when we're probably start running into issues.
Huh?
He doesn't notice us. I greatly prefer just kind of chipping at him. Alright, so what about here? Excuse me? Oh, we're still in combat. That's why. Someone else noticed us. All right, we're getting the luxury of picking them off one by one so far. Oh, these guys aren't enemies. Soldiers watch you squarely as you approach. Once you're within speaking distance, one of them gestures with a pistol. That's far enough. What are you doing here? You lost? I meant to ask you the same thing. The Iron Flail is here under the control of command of Edric Sedmar. You're trespassing. Well, then I need to speak with Edric. Commander's not receiving any more visitors. Did Stalwart send you? Yep. You're here for delegates. The commander has them in a cell. We'll have the truth out of them one way or another. As for you, Edric wants nothing to do with messengers or diplomats. You're too late. Darren said that Edric had come here because he had a vision. Then this Darren at least speaks the truth. Edric said that there will be a great battle. We're here to hold the pass and defend Ridseras. He has seen this in a dream. Battle against who? Who else would wish to destroy the Ridserans? The Deerwoodian hungers for our lives, just as Stalwart hungered for the battery. You've asked more than enough questions. Go on, get out of here. I won't warn you again.
That really makes me want to burn this place down. More than usual.
Okay. I guess we're fighting now. It seemed like possibly that dialogue could have gone to where there was some sort of agreement. I wonder if we could have broke loose that pile of logs. That's considered a location, and they'd go to roll forward, hurt some people. But either way, we're here now.
Huh?
I'll transform, start hitting him. Endurance, we'll probably just have him go straight to debuffs.
Zala is ready.
Obviously needs to go south. Engage these guys. Let the grieving mother help out there.
I'm here.
You can head off that way.
Right here.
Love the Devil of Karak help here. And then... Oh, you're stunned immediately. Excellent. Exactly what I wanted to happen.
Huh?
Start getting my lightning bolts down.
Wood.
What?
Endurance is back. We'll have him debuff these.
Word and wrath.
Yeah?
What?
Is that what all those threats were for?
Got it.
Let's get on the other side of these logs. I have a feeling that's how this works. Logs seemed recently cut. Their size once numbered amongst older trees in the past. Spy archers moving to the top of the towers. Leave it for now. Okay. So I think that's what that was, and we probably don't have that option since we just killed everybody. Maybe cut those logs loose and smush some people. Grappling hook, yes please.
Huh?
I don't know how
Hmm? No problem.
Alright, we got a warlock and an archer.
Zawa is ready.
You go straight for the warlock.
Huh?
I'll help you with him.
I'm here.
Go that way.
Right here.
And the devil will help you. Grieving mother. The Root Sarens aren't going to have much of an army left at this base.
Hmm? Sure.
Okay, that thing needs to go.
Zawa is ready.
Yeah? Let's go!
My mind feels sharp as steel.
Hmm? No problem.
Alright, that's all we got this way. I guess we didn't fully explore this way. I was assuming this way would go into the camp. That might not be the case, since there's literally a bridge. Oh, you can go around the walls the back way. That's probably good for our vision, at least. Wasn't there like one more guy? Yeah, I thought so.
Blast!
Make sure I don't miss anything up this way. I didn't even know this was an option.
Here, I brought you a scarf.
Oh,
You gotta see this.
thanks, Mariel.
Idle soldier and villager. I can explain. Wait, who are you? You're the Lord from Caed Nua, aren't you? What are you doing here? What are you guys doing? Too cold to get up to anything. Stealing away some time is all. No harm in that, is there? Are you here with the army? No, we're just villagers. Lie to me again and I'm gonna hurt you. Please just keep it down. Elect may be asleep on duty, but he's not the only one around. So consorting with the enemy then. You know anything about the delegates from Stalwart? Just the obvious. They didn't do a good job of negotiating. The commander's been in a fury the past week. It's not like... I need to speak to the commander. Can't help you. And I don't just mean that they'd string me up for it. You'd have to come... If you'd come before the delegates had arrived, you might have had a chance. As it is, looks like we're in for a fight. The commander's not taking any risks. I'm not supposed to be here. Makes 3 of us, right? Any info on the commander? He pulled the Iron Flail together himself. He's a good man. He believes in Reed Sayers more than anyone. He gave us our pride back, told us to keep faith. Sometimes I think the vigilance speaks through him. Careful, he'll go on for hours if you let him. Consorting with the enemy. No need to be so dramatic. We're not hurting anyone. Besides, Gamel seems pretty reasonable. Take care now. Know anything about the delegates? Okay. So regardless of which one we click on, they give us the same dialogue options. That's a thin little area here to go across. Yeah, there's nothing really there. All right, time to storm the gates. Actually, looking at specifically my health, we might take a little nap first. If and when we ever get there. There we are. Oh, here we go. The morning is cold and silent. You're on a plateau. The birthing bell, no sound, no wind. The sky is smooth, mortared gray. Forest beneath the plateau is nothing more than a jagged black silhouette. Even the rock of Adria around you feels cold. The sun's warmth bled from it. Against the cold backdrop of the sky, you see a great birthing bell hanging from an arch of Adria. Its surface is tarnished. The shadows inside the bell dark still. It seems to press down on you, simply sadly watching as if standing above a grave formed from the table of the plateau and the remnants of the mother's womb that now covers the surface. And there's something heavy in your hand. It breathes, gurgling, sick, wet, and yet that is all it is. You find yourself filled with fear, and you don't want to look at what you're holding if you don't touch it. You don't want to touch it with your mind, but it is all you can do not to cast it from you. We'll examine it. The mass before you seems vacant, flesh in shape of a newborn, bubbles of saliva, bunch at the mouth, expelled by its steadily gurgling breath, its arms and legs lolling limp, no thought, no struggle, no desire to cry in protest or pain. There's nothing from within. There's an absence in your hands. Your hands tremble, shake, the silence is broken, the chimes on your wrists echo the trembling, and the chimes do not echo through the thoughts of the mass in your hands. There's no soul within to hear it. Reach out. Only emotions blanketing the plateau are the pain of the mother. The child breathes, its heart beats, but it makes no cry. The child feels light, empty, there's no joy in it, no thoughts at all, yet in the hollows inside it breathes the thing habit not alive. You cannot move, your trembling has subsided, and the birthing chimes on your wrist are still as the child, or as still as the child. The mother is crying, eager to see, begging to see the child. You feel a sudden spike of fear, of being hunted. If you give the child to the mother, you will be blamed, and her anguish and rage will fall upon you. She will not spare you or anyone you love. This is certain. But you do not cause this. You don't think you caused this. And the mother begs, her arms outstretched. The chimes sound once more as you give the child to its mother. As the chime fades, you're eager to glean the welling joy and questioning, and you draw upon it, deeply letting the hope stream into her eyes, letting her ears fill with cries you have heard countless times from past other children on the bell. You hear the laughter of the mother's voice, and streams of tears run down her face. With a practiced motion, you weave life that will never be into her eyes and thoughts. She will take care of the child as if it were whole until you set her free. She will care for it until you find a way to heal what's happened, until the reality cannot be dispelled anymore. And still, cradled beneath the weeping woman that birthed it, the child's arms do not hear cries of the mother, does not react. It's an empty thing that breathes and carries nothing with it. And the chimes on your wrists lie still, bound to you like chains, never to sound inside the newborn's mind ever again. Okay, she gained a level. Let's do that first. What is her big thing? Stealth, I guess? You would think lore with it being like magic, yeah. Let's give her more lore. And we got Stasis Shell. Shield for 27 seconds. And Time Parasite. I guess we can just get both. Steal 50% attack speed for 16.2 seconds. Bow jump target. Steal 50% attack speed for 16.2. Or we can get weaker powers. Amplified wave. Does crush damage. That's any in the area of effect. Guard instinct. Field damage reduction. 10 points of a random attribute. Crush damage. That's pretty good too. I think we should go with these two. Echo, which is 21 to 31 crush damage to enemies. And Pain Link, which is 25% of all damage reapplied to nearby enemies. If anyone gets close to her, we can do this, and then they'll be damaging themselves. I think that's a way to go. You would think the higher level spells more powerful, more better, but I'm not 100% sure on that, especially with the way the cipher works, where like she has to build focus to do these things. So like if we get super high level spells, we just might not be able to do anything at all because they're we won't ever have enough focus in combat to use them. The fights seem to go pretty quick in this game.
Your mind comes bearing questions, Watcher.
Either we crush them or they crush us pretty quickly. I saw the Hollowborn at the birthing bell. The grieving mother's head bows, and she raises her hands, cradling them slowly. So do the chimes do not sound. When she moves them, you feel a chill in the air, as if the vault of your mind is growing too large for the thoughts within, and your breath is laced with chill. To your horror, you hear her breathing ragged, hacking, but strangely steady, and you can see saliva bunching around the corners of her lips, becoming thick ropes of drool that cast themselves down her chin. There's a smell of blood in the air, new, wet, and the salt. Sharp tang in your mind, coupled with this, the smell of sodden undergarments cloying at your senses. I'll take her shoulder and we'll try to steady her. Stepping forward, your hands fall on her shoulder, and then you feel her begin to fall. As rigid as a falling stone, you place your other hand on her shoulder to steady her. Throughout, there is a horrid, steady breathing. Her clothes are wet as if she's burning with fever beneath her tangled hair and beneath her threadbare robes, as if she's giving birth. With a slow, hissing intake of breath, her head rolls back on her shoulders, her eyes pressing tightly together like lids of the newborn. Yet past the lids, you feel a piercing stare, a vacant cold. Horribly, you sense nothing from her, not a thought like the hollowborn you held in her memory. You know if you try to pull away now, she will vanish into herself and vanish from your thoughts, perhaps forever. You have a terrible feeling whatever connects you two will be cut. She's helpless before you as a child. You search for thoughts, for a way to coax her to you. Let's share a memory of peace and comfort. Let's see if that works. She jerks slightly before you, her head tilts and the steady breathing breaks. She gives a wake cry.
I thought it was my doing. I thought that I had stilled it with my thoughts. The child. It was just a child. What was done with it?
Let's see. It was a verse of the previous memory. The child was born dead. Her breathing steady again. There's life. Not before. Her emotions are building, her apprehension, confusion welling up. She seems afraid to do more than simply be aware of the memory that's there.
It was not the last Hollowborn on the birthing bell. And never again did I hear a child's cry.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem. You found a death within me, one that many women have borne within them. I sought to serve women in need, and instead my hands ushered in no new life. What happened next, I bear the responsibility for. What happened next?
The first birth was the deepest, the saddest. Nothing I could do could find the child's spirit, guide it to him.
I could not understand what happened, what might have done. I feared, I could not dwell on that thought. The child was always there, always a reminder of what had happened. A marker. I made her care for it. I made them all care for it until I could find what had gone wrong. But the Hollowborn wasn't your doing. It happened elsewhere.
Little word of the outside world reached us. It was enough time for rage and pain and grief to guide hands. I feared what would happen to the children, what would happen to me. Every mother knows her womb may shed a stillborn, but these cold, soulless creatures, the parents wouldn't have understood, and fear of the unknown breeds violence.
What happened then?
I held their minds within mine. I shaped and guided them as long as I could. And with each passing day, each new birth, the strain grew. And the more I felt my control slipping, the more I focused my thoughts. Eventually, even I succumbed to the power of my own illusion. I'd woven the threads so tightly that I could no longer see through them.
Interesting. And then one morning, I heard funeral bells tolling in the village. The sounds of wailing rose through the mist. A mother had died, her mind so focused on the care of her hollow-boned child that she neglected to even feed herself. And with that, the illusion broke. The townsfolk saw their hollowborn the way they were, not the way I wished them to see. By the end of the day, they'd begun to look at me differently, too. I did not understand what happened, but I knew enough to flee, and every suspicion that surfaced, every faded memory of what I'd done, pressed down and tucked away. My skill failed me, but what I did was necessary. I regret the mother's death, but how much worse would it have been had I not acted? Protecting innocent lives is worth any price.
Yes. And yet, was the mother not also innocent? Did she not also deserve my protection? I feel the purity of my reasons, and yet little satisfaction for what I've done.
See, the right thing is not always easy, and if we can redeem the lost children of the Direwood, our struggle will be worth it. The grieving mother's mind is silent and still for several moments. She lets words wash over her, seeping into the cracks of her own thoughts.
My actions only caused more misery. Worse, I took from an entire village, made them as empty and helpless as the children I sought to protect. But you feel it was right to hold and direct their minds, even knowing the cost?
You didn't know the cost then. We often plot our courses with imperfect knowledge.
A tapestry woven thread by thread, never seeing the pattern. So it is with the thoughts and dreams that move us, that shape our reality. Your words have soothed my mind in ways I did not expect. I thank you, Watcher, for the gift of your sight, for using it to guide me out of the prison of my mind. Let us hope it can also free you from the illusions Theos has woven around you.
Alrighty. Well, I think, did we finish that one? Is that officially finished? Yes, it is. Excellent. Dream and memory. Yeah. All right. Dang it. I always forget that happens.
Yeah?
Dang it.
No problem.
A heavy wooden gate bars the entry of the fort. Armored figures soak the periphery, flanking the towers, bearing tall longbows. It would take considerable force to stage a frontal assault on the fort. Inspect the gate. Though not a permanent structure, the fort appears remarkably sturdy. These walls can easily delay intruding force long enough for inhabitants to rally to defense. Let's call down the cannon strike from Durgan's battery. Your signal is given, you move away from the gates. From the direction of the battery comes blooming roar. Startled faces peer out from the fort opens. Suddenly there's a deafening crash, and the fort gates erupt with a cloud of splinters. Under the dust and chaos, you hear shouts of the fort's defenders scramble to action. All right. We have broken the door down, and I think that's as good a place as any to end the stream. We'll go back to regular pre-recorded episodes on Monday. We're going to start storming the fort. We're going to see what we can do. Wait a minute, it says we're in combat. With who? Okay, well, let's take care of the combat first, then. We'll do one of those.
Forward!
Right here. Okay.
Whoops, that's not what I want to do.
Let's go!
Well, I was not paying attention. Believe it or not, that has side effects.
I'll let Margaren's fire... Let's burn the... For the Iron Flail!
We not attacking this guy? What's going on here?
I'll let Margaren's fire...
Yes?
Mow it.
Alright, are we out of combat now?
Yeah?
Alright, we need to plan that a little better next time, because that shouldn't have been that tough of a fight.
Got it.
Alright, we'll continue working our way through here next time. Thank you all so very much for watching, and have a good one.